Yo, guys, yo, guys, yo, guys, yo, guys. It is Old Man G here, back again for another match reaction. Manchester United 2, Aston Villa 1. Normally, I probably would maybe push this to like a 10 o'clock show or something. But it is the AFCON Cup of Nations finals at 8 o'clock. So join us at 8 o'clock for our live watch long. So I'm going to get this kind of not out of the way because I really want to sort of go into it. Manchester United, almost by the grace of God, winning away to Villa. And what is it? In my opinion, it's a huge result. It's a huge, huge, huge result. And I've got nothing but like praise and respect for these players. I must confess, it was difficult. It was very, very difficult. Sorry, let me know if my connection is bugging out, or if it's working. Should be okay, I think. Anyway, I've got huge respect for the players today. We never gave up at the end of the day, and this was massive because I mean, the reality is that United were not going to win. I'm not going to win titles, of course, we're not. So the battle this season was where they're going to finish. Are they going to finish? Where exactly are Manchester United going to finish? They're going to finish first, second, etc., etc., etc. And at the end of the day, it's I've said this several times. The aim for Manchester United this season, we've got to get fifth, ideally fourth, but fifth because that essentially secures, hopefully secures Champions League football. That is what Manchester United need to get. And in this game, they did. In this game, sorry, I'm a bit all over the place with my camera. Sorry, guys. And in this game, where quite frankly, for the first, I think Rasmus scored on the 70 minutes, 50 minutes, we're doing really, really well. I think we're rewarded by another goal by Rasmus Hojlund. The guys come in clutch. And this is where, this is the problem, I think, with modern football. Lack of time. He's not banging in 20 goals, not 20 goals now, therefore he's a crap player. A lot of people saying he's not good enough, he's had chances, blah, 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 blah. I just don't really get it why his age is, I think he's only 20, turned 21. First season, personally, I said at the beginning of the season with Rasmus, I'd be happy if the man gets 15 goals in all competitions. If Rasmus gets 15 goals in all competitions, I'll be very happy. The fact that I think he's on 12 now in all competitions. He needs 3 goals to me, which I'm sure he'll get, and then I'm happy as far as I'm concerned for him this season. Because at the end of the day, I think it's a travesty that there was so much pressure on a guy where at the end of the day, the guy barely gets any service. I think he had 2 opportunities. One of them was a goal, and that was it. I love Martial in terms of ability, but at the end of the day, the dude is injury prone. And even when he plays, he might have a game where he score a goal and assist, and another he'll completely disappear. In a similar vein to Rasmus, but at least with Rasmus is fit. That's the difference right now. Rasmus is fit. He's available. It is what it is. So if you're a Manchester United fan right now, you've got to be gassed. You got to be gassed at such an amazing performance by the team. I think that sorry, I'm just seeing any chance. A big up artist. Everyone like the impending smart nice. Well, I hope it's smart. I hope it's smart, Andy. I really do hope it's smart. Eddie says Hojlund can really grow if surrounded by a dominant team. Guys, yeah, I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like Hojlund can do something, man. Hojlund can do something. But is he given the opportunity? Are we going to be patient with him? I don't know. Are we going to be patient with him? I don't know. I remember seeing Chelsea fans say, like almost taunting Hojlund, that they got Nicholas Jackson. Oh, Nicholas Jackson scores more goals, all these people score more, Darwin Núñez, etc. 70 million. I'm like, this dude is younger, has less experience than those guys. Now, at the end of the day, I mean, I could be wrong, but like, let me know. I think Hojlund has more goals than Darwin Núñez and Nicholas Jackson this season. Just let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. I think he has more goals. I think he probably has more goals, but we'll see what happens there. But listen, at the end of the day, it's a must win. It's a must win. I'm not going to say that the performance was great because after 50 minutes, we were bad. We let them literally. We gave them the impetus. I think we held out to half time. They kept them overwhelming on midfield, getting in behind the midfield. It was very, very difficult. I think Mainu struggled at times, as did Casemiro. And at the end of the day, for all the haters out there, Onana, for a lot of time in the first half, a lot of time in the second half, kept us in the game. Andre Onana kept us in the game. With some of these saves, Andre Onana kept us in this game. That's the fact. That is the fact. He kept us in the game. You know, so you know, if I'm if I'm Manchester United, I'm thinking, right, okay, if I'm a fan, let's just build. let's just take the positivity and build because we need it. I watched, I think, an interview from with Rasmus and you can see that there is positivity there. We need that positivity. We need to build on that positivity because, and I think this is the key thing here. If we just go back to the Premier League table here, I mean, this was surprising. I mean, Moyes might be sacked after this, man. 6-0 at home, just embarrassing, So, but you've got Liverpool, obviously City can if they win their game in hand, and you've got Aston back. This is a title race going on. This is a title race going on here. Spurs probably not, but this is a title race here. This is the race that we're in. Okay, it was critical, not only because we're now United, despite being 6, are only 5 points behind Villa and only 6 points behind Spurs to chase from top 4, but because of the gap it gives to from other teams. This, at the very least, solidifies United's Europa League credentials, I would say, or begins solidifying, because you now got a good gap. You've got 5 points away from Newcastle, played the same amount of games, 5 points away from West Ham. You're 6 points clear of Brighton, who couldn't hold on against Spurs. And then you have the mid-table dossier where you have Chelsea, who I think are playing. I mean, you're 10 points clear of Chelsea. Make of that what you will. Although I suspect Chelsea will be Palace. I suspect, but who knows at this point. And oh yes, great, we've got 0 GD, 0 GD, man, 0 G. Scored 33 goals. Still so little compared to others. We're on 0 goal difference, but like I said, massive, because I still think, because of the coefficient, that 5th place should be enough for Manchester United, assuming that Liverpool, Villa, Brighton, West Ham, City, Arsenal do their G in the Champions League, which I suspect they will. I think 5th place should be enough. So we got to somehow get on. And Villa, at the end of the day, doing well. They've had 3 home defeats now. They've had 3 home defeats, so we got to hope that somehow they drop for points. I mean, I look at the fixtures here. They probably will beat Fulham away. Nottingham Forest at home, I just imagine they'll do it, and Luton. So to be honest, you look at the next 3, because we've got Luton and Fulham. They've got Fulham, Forest home, and Luton. I think Villa will win these games, and then we've got City after that. So we can't afford to drop points against Luton or against Fulham, knowing that Villa are probably going to win their 3 games. But then they've got Spurs away. It's going to be big. They've got West Ham away, Wolves, City, Brentford, and so on, and Villa. So they've got some tough, obviously Brighton, and Liverpool, which will obviously be big for touch. So they've got some big games going on there. So yeah, we've got something to play for this season. And this team, I mean, you look at this, you look at it, and you're like, okay, yes. I mean, I think we're undefeated in 2024. We've not lost the game yet. We've not lost the game yet. January, you beat Wigan, you draw against Spurs, even though we should have beaten Spurs. Let's keep it a start. We should have beaten Spurs at Old Trafford. It would have made things a lot easier. You beat Newport, you've beaten Wolves you've beaten West Ham, you've beaten Villa. So we're undefeated in 2024. Let's hope that we can get a good result against Luton, Fulham. You got Forest in the FA Cup, and then you build the momentum in March, where you have Manchester City at the Etihad. You have Man City at Etihad, and that's going to be a big game. That is going to be a massive game. But shout out to our lads. That's why I sorry. I'd like to give you amazing an Aston game, but quite frankly, we were not that good for most of this game. I'll keep it a stack. We were not that good. We gave momentum. I don't know why we allowed Bruno to basically just bomb up all the time. I don't get it. I don't get it why we allowed Bruno to just bomb up all the time. I felt it left us exposed. I felt it left us vulnerable. I felt that we needed to we need that protection. And I think that what happened was that McTominay swap for it wasn't for Rashford, but McTominay going forward and Rashford coming off, it meant that Bruno had to basically drop deep. And I think that helped us massively. It helped us massively. You know, that's all I can say, really. You know, you hope that we can build on that. You hope. You hope that we can build on it. That's what I say. You hope we can build on it. Big up, Eddie. Low Moyes out will be ringing. Yeah. It's bad. You can't lose 6-0 to. I mean, I was like I said, I mean, you know, with Ten Hag and even Ole, when we got baptized by City and Liverpool, I was like, you can't, you know, you can't. Potentially it's sackable. Potentially a sackable offense, man. Potentially sackable. Hope this will stop being Man United's title to erase RDS stands of fall. I know. It's not good. It's not good, man. It's not good. I wish, but we're not there. And we've not been there for a while. We're like Liverpool, like they were. So some water needed. That's just it. We're not where we are. Wherever we'll be, I don't know. But you hope that with Ineos and the new direction, you hope. But that's just it. It's just hope. That really is just it. It is literally just hope. But big up Mctominay, man. Clutch Mctominay coming on again. What can I say? What can I say with Clutch Mctominay coming on yet again, giving us that. I mean, if that's his role, coming off the bench and doing it, I'm happy. I'm happy. I've got no problem with that. You need a clutch player like Mctominay. Right now, McTominay is our, you know, Marouane Fellaini clutch player that comes on and does a job. So I've got no problem with that. And being available, because quite frankly, we don't have anyone else. We don't have anyone else. Our bench, if you looked at it, our bench, you know, 17 shots, 23, 10 on target, 5. They had more possession. Like I said, Villa dominated us. Let's be frank. They dominated us. And if you look at the lineups here, you know, bench. This is your bench. Lindelof. I mean, could Amrabat have come on? I mean, he did eventually, maybe, to help. Christian Eriksen is on the bench. I mean, I think it's fallen out of favor with Ten Hag, but I think that's a pace issue. But I do feel like we missed that element. You know, there's a strong part of me that does think you know, I'm not like, and we'll get to it into the player ratings, but like I do have questions about Bruno still on his performance, and I do think you think, well, what happens if we play Casemiro men but play Eriksen where Bruno is? Would that give us a bit more oomph? I don't know. Obviously, Ahmad and Anthony didn't come on. Anthony sort of falling a bit further down. We've got Forson as well. Bruno for me was a massive weak link today. A massive weak link today, and we need to improve on that. How? I don't know. It is what it is. Let's quickly go. Let me quickly see Eddie's. Seawog and Tommy, I agree. RDS and eventually as an Everton player, hopefully. Eventually, thank you for your service. Well, I mean, yes, but the thing is, before we sell, we need to recruit. And at the end of the day, I thought Amrabat was going to be that dude. I don't think he's been that dude, quite frankly. I don't think he's been that dude. He's been okay, but much like with what's his name, the former Bayern guy before him that came for a bit, you know, okay, but we need more than okay. You know, there's no point. It's the same reason why I don't get why we bought Mount. Like I forgot that Mount actually plays for Manchester United. I generally forgot we bought Mason Mount. He's done nothing. Do we miss Mason Mount? No. What? When I say Mount comes back, what will Mount do? Aside from imbalance the midfield, because you can't play Mount. You can't play Mount. You can't. Right. Let's quickly go to the player ratings, guys. So I'm gonna just quickly share this. Hopefully everyone can see that now. Big up the United stand for this. And now that I can actually share, I know how to share per tab, so that's really, really good. So let's go for the player rating, and obviously let me know in the comments, guys, what you think, whether you agree, etc. I'll put a community poll as well to help things out, so that will, you know, like improve things. Let's see. So Onana for me, you could argue is man of the match. His key says, some people say he made that, the average says, I think it's always easy. The problem with being a goalkeeper is that I think it's always easy to say that's an easy save as an armchair. But when you're a keeper, you're looking at, you have to anticipate things coming forward. I'd give Onana an 8 personally. I give Onana an 8. 7.3. I give him an 8. For me, he's one of the kings of man of the match. At the end of the day, United potentially lose that game if it's not for Onana. I'll just keep it a stat. United potentially lose that game if it's not not for Onana. He deserves, you know, he kept us in the game. That's important. His saves kept us in the game. That gave us enough time for you know, for Mctominay to be able to do his thing. So for me, Onana gets an 8. Let's scroll up. Dalot, again, a player that has improved massively since he under Ten Hag, in my opinion, who is basically our only fit fullback. Like, I think people need to. I give Dalot an 8 as well. I'm sure looking at the United Center, I tend to agree. At the end of the day, Dalot is our only fit fullback. Dallot's been, I think he might have had one knocker in the season, but the reality is, like, I'm glad he's available. You know, Luke Shaw. At the end of the day, Shaw's great, but at the end of the day, he's injury prone now. I mean, for me, we should be thinking about giving Shaw new. Thank you for the service, Luke Shaw, but I'm sorry, we can't give you a new contract, buddy. We can't. Him and Martial, players that are current injury prone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, we can't. He's too injury prone. You know, back for like 2-3 games. He's out injured now. Malacia out for the whole season. Maybe he comes back. I don't know. Before the end of the season, I don't know. So you're down 2 left backs. Martinez is injured again. And then obviously Wan-Bissaka. I think Wan-Bissaka is still out injured. You know, hopefully he's coming back soon. So Dalot has really been our only reliable fullback. You know, we need one of them to come back. We need at least Wan-Bissaka, so at least Dalot plays left or whatever. You know, we need one of them to come back. We do. Sorry. We need one of them to come back. We need one of them to come back because at the end of the day, if not for Dalot, I don't know where we would be. I really don't know. And as I said, and I tweeted out, for life of me, I do not understand. Sorry, this camera is not. I don't know why it's bugging. So I apologize, guys. Need to get a better green screen. That's why. Anyway, if not for Dalot, I don't know where we'd be, because for the life of me, I don't know why we terminated the regular on contract and sent him back early. Like, it was like, oh yeah, well, it's fine. We can terminate the regular contract because Malacia is coming back and Luke Shaw is back and everything's okay. We don't need him. Okay, well, Malacia is still out. You said he was coming back. He's not back. Luke Shaw is injured again, and we're in a worse situation. And thank goodness that we're not in because if we're in the Champions League, if we're in Europa League, like, it'd be, what chance would we have? What chance would we have? We'd have no chance. We'd have no chance. Fabrizio says, I know it's early, but do you think Manu will get an English score for Euros if he keeps playing like this? Honestly, I don't want him to. I'll be honest, I do not want Manu playing for England. You know, he's getting a call up. I think he wants a cap so he doesn't play for Ghana. But to be honest, I don't want him playing for England. I don't want I don't know. I don't want that expectation. I don't want that media attention. And also, like, at the end of the day, where does he play though? Is what I would say. Because where does he play? Does he play with? Do you play him with? I mean, I can see a midfield of, Declan. You could play with Declan Rice, Mainu, and Bellingham. Okay, I can see that. That could cook, actually. Declan Rice, Mainu, Bellingham, that could cook. That could cook. But then, you have to drop. Oh, Phillips won't be there. I mean, who else? You probably have to Madison, Mount, Gallagher. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe he does come in, because actually Mainu, Declan Rice, and Bellingham kind of cooks. That's a good midfield. And then off your front three is probably Saka on the right, because he likes Saka, Harry Kane, and then probably Foden. I don't know whether maybe he loves Sterling, so maybe he'll still stick with Sterling, but I'd imagine it'd be Foden off the left. It has to be Foden off the left. I can't figure anyone else it could be. Rashford's not been good enough. It'll probably be Foden off the left. Yeah, that's what happened, I think. But like I said, me personally, I just prefer that he just stay away from the England squad, and especially because I'd rather, he just decline it. And then, okay, of course, after a certain amount of time, after a certain amount of games, when he's older, then maybe he'll come in. Maybe he'll come in later. That's what I think. Anyway, let me get these play ratings in, guys. Sorry if I don't know why my connection or signal is not good. I don't know why. This laptop, this thing, I just don't get it, to be honest. You pay for good internet. Now, at the end of the day, it still sucks. I just don't understand. Anyway, let's go on the player rating. So Dallo 8, Varane caught a few times, but I'll give Varane a 7. Maguire, at the end of the day, he came and did a job, and I felt that with him in defense, we I think from crosses in the air, I felt that he handled himself well, to be honest. And for all the stick that Maguire's gotten, again, we've needed him. We've needed Maguire because, again, injuries. You were going to play Luke Shaw as centre-back. He's not available because you can't play him inside of Alessandro. They've both been out injured. You've needed Maguire to come in. Varane has been on and off injured. You've needed it. He's come in. He's done a job. So big up Maguire. End of. I'll give him Maguire a 7. Luke Shaw, I mean, he's come off, hasn't he? He got injured. I can't really, rate him as the thing. He got injured quite early on. So I'll just give the dude a 6. Like I said, I think he's good. He's a good player. If he was fit, there's no debate here. But at the end of the day, if I'm honest, I think that Martial's, your Shaws, the injury-prone players, they need to. You need at the very least, you can't renew the contracts. I'm sorry. I'm not saying sell them, but you don't renew the contract. No one is going to spend 50 million to get Luke Shaw, especially given the injuries. So that's what I would do. You don't renew the contract. I'm sorry. Look, it looks like my ratings are in line with United fans. That's good. Casemiro, I think Casemiro had a Casemiro. The first half was okay. Second half, I think he grew, he got better. I think that we needed him. I think, United are going to, if they're going to replace Casemiro, they're going to have to go out big and find find a good player, because I don't know right now who's available who could do the Casemiro role. But he was a bit lucky sometimes, given the rash challenge at times he was making. So I'll give him a 7. Yeah, give him a 7. Exactly. Yeah, give him a 7. I'll give him a 7. Mainu, again, being a kid, I'll give Mainu a 7. I'll give Mainu a 7. I know people say 6.5. I'll give Mainu a 7 simply because it was his movement. He's a youngster for the first thing, but it was actually his movement that actually led to us getting the goal. Him, taking on the two defenders, coming out, passing it to Dallo. Dallo whips it in. and McTominay scores. So this guy on the ball is a G. I don't think he had his best game in the midfield. I think we were being swamped there. But big up Manu. Big up Manu. I better wrap this up because AFCON is starting now. Bruno 5. I don't know with this brother, man. That's all I'll say. I don't know with this brother. I'd personally try Eriksen there. I'm not saying he's. I don't know with Bruno. I feel like everyone I can at least see potential with Bruno. I don't know. His pace is gone. So we play. It's almost like I'm like, you might as well play McTominay where Bruno is. I know he tried and it didn't really work. But I still think that McTominay is more of a second striker than Bruno is. Because at the time, that's where he played. And he does this where like he goes up, we play like a front four, and the front and the backs were exposed. And only because Manu has recovery pace and is good on the ball, we would get more. If it was Eriksen alongside Casemiro or McTominay there, we'd have been dominated more so because of that space. And I just don't get it. When McTominay came on, Bruno then decided to drop back. So I don't know if it's Manchester tactics or him. I don't get it, but he can't play that there. He can't, and it's costing us, and it could have cost us today. Garnacho, I'll give Garnacho a 7. I don't get that. I think that I'll see what people say. I was in and out of the game, so can't give any ratings. No worries, buddy. Make sure you like the video and subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. As far as Garnacho goes, yeah, I mean, it's the thing. He's a youngster, though, at the end of the day. And yes, his decision making needs to be better. But still, I'll be honest, Garnacho's performance overall has still been better than this guy that I'm calling up to here, who I'll give this dude a 6. Possibly, 5. Okay. Because we won, I'll bump them up to 6s, to be honest. Not awful from Rashford, but I don't know where the Rashford of last season's gone. I really don't. And if not for the fact that Sancho has been in a tiff, you can make an argument that if Sancho was balling, and this is what I'm saying, like with the whole, I'm not going to get what this. Like, if Sancho was balling, Sancho could easily be coming in for Rashford. Like there's no competition in the front three. It's just hojlund, Garnacho, and Rashford. He's dropped Anthony. People said, "Oh, he loves Anthony. He loves Anthony." He's dropped Anthony. He's never going to plays his favorites. He's dropped Anthony. Okay, he doesn't play Eriksen. He plays obviously Lisandro. Lisandro's good. So there was opportunities there, and quite frankly, if Sancho just continued to work hard and wait for his chance, he would have got it. I think he'd easily walked into this team being a winger. Easily would have done it. Easily. But he didn't. And right now, I don't know what he's doing for Dortmund right now, but it doesn't sound like he's blitzing up. Rasmus scored the goal, one touch. Did I give him a 7? Yeah, give him a 7, Rasmus. He's getting his G's. I'm happy about it. He's getting his G's. I think he must be on 12 goals now in all competitions, including the Champions League. 3 more, and I'm happy because I said 50 in all competitions, so I'm happy for the dude. He's finding his feet, and more power to him. Lindelof, sub. To be honest, I mean, it's not. He was getting cooked. But it's not his fault. He's not a left back. McTominay. I mean, McTominay. Yeah, I give him a 7, man. He got the goal. This is the thing. He comes on. He gets the goal. That's it. You know what I mean? That's McTominay, man. He comes to goal and he gets the goal. That's it. Big up, clutch McTominay, man. Not more can say. Like I said, he can't play midfield. He can't. But my goodness, he comes clutch and he gets the goal. So big up clutch McTominay, man. Evans, these guys just didn't come on. Let's just go with 6. And I'm about saying 6. Didn't really do much. Erik ten Hag today. Erik ten Hag, I'll give Erik ten Hag I give him a 7. At the end of the day, his substitution won us the game. Maybe could have made those earlier, potentially. I didn't know where the game was headed, but at the end of the day, it worked, and we're only 5 points behind Villa. We've got a top 4 charge on, so it is what it is. I think my man of match, I'm going to give it, because I know some people give it to Dallo, but I'm going to give it to my man Onana, man, because this guy has gotten a lot of stick, a lot of hate. And at the end of the day, if it wasn't for Onana, we basically don't win that game. His saves are the reason that we're still in the game. He needs the confidence, and long may it continue. Right, guys, that's me done. Stay tuned. I'll be live again in 10 minutes' time for the AFCON final, Nigeria versus Ivory Coast. Head over there. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter, X, and smash the notification button for latest Manchester news and more. We're going to be live on this channel for the AFCON final. Stay tuned, guys. Have a nice day, and cheers. Peace.